ConcussionCrisis.com.
Thanks, Ashley. It's now 6:12. Today, Western New England College will be hosting a forum to spotlight the concussion crisis in sports with the man widely credited with putting the concussion issue on the map. Dr. Sharianne Walker is the chairwoman of the college's sports management department, and she joins us to talk about this morning. Chris Nowinski is your featured speaker. Give me a background on why Chris is so important.
Sure. Chris actually was a Harvard football player and also a WWE wrestler. And unfortunately, his career came to a very, very abrupt end because of concussions. And he really has been the key person in driving research and understanding and awareness of concussions.
And he wrote the book Head Games, which really has made a big difference. A lot of people's thinking about how concussions are treated and the recovery aspect for athletes.
Right. I think that really was the first salvo in trying to get the NFL and other sports organizations to understand the impact of concussions and to take them seriously.
We've heard the story of Andre Waters and most recently Dave Durson, who unfortunately a Chicago Bears football player who took his own life last week. He was having problems. He actually, and we just found out yesterday that he has donated his brain to science to find out exactly what the problems were.
Yeah, Chris Nowinski actually is the president, CEO, and co-founder of something called the Sport Legacy Institute. And what the Institute does is actually collect brains of deceased athletes, and they look really closely medically. Unfortunately, you know, with concussions, you really have no way of understanding what they are until you really have a chance to look at the brain. And so post-mortem, a lot of doctors are getting in to really understand the impacts of repeated hits.
No, yeah, these guys are guys who had repeated serious hits. Now, just on a minor concussion basis, which happens a lot for young athletes.
Right.
The important thing is rest and recovery, right?
Yes, absolutely. And I think what we're finding over and over again is that it's about repeated concussions and cumulative effects and not resting, and students and young people not reporting the injury when they occur.
We just don't realize how serious that is. Just a little bump in the head can be really serious.
And I still think that we don't, just because of the variety of connections we're starting to see, dementia, possibly Alzheimer's. I mean, I think the research and what Chris is doing is really, really important to understanding the long-term effects of concussions.
So just be careful out there. I know it can happen in any sport. It doesn't necessarily have to be football. It can happen in basketball. It can happen in volleyball. Just a little bump of the head can be serious. Now, you can take part in this and find out more about concussions. It's happening at 12:30 at Western New England College at the Rivers Building. It's free and open to the public, so go check that out if you want to learn more on the concussion crisis. Dr. Sharianne Walker, thanks for joining us.
You're very welcome. Thanks, Rich.